Now, what's the cost of staying stuck? What's the cost? Now, the longer you wait for clarity, the more expensive it's going to get. Financially, emotionally, time-wise. Divorce can take years. People just don't go build a house without a blueprint. And I don't want to see you spend your kid's college education on your divorce. So here's your power move. Ready? What am I trading that isn't equal? All right, welcome to the Getting Divorced Without Losing Your Mind podcast. I'm Corey Shapiro. This podcast isn't about legal tactics. It's about how you think. And if you don't change the way you think, tactics won't save you. I don't want you to think you're in a divorce. What I want you to think you're in a pause. Pause before your life changes. Now, why am I doing this? I've been a divorce attorney for a long time, and my method does not come from just the books. It comes from my experience. Also, I was a child of divorce. My mom left my family when I was 8 years old, and it really influenced what I was going to do in my life. I thought I was going to be a therapist, but I decided to become a lawyer, maybe because I like to help people who are in really difficult situations through injustice. So before your divorce explodes, I want you to watch this podcast and really think about what's going on. And I know it's really hard to think about what's going on when you're stressed, when you're in pain. And I want you to think of two groups of people I normally see. You got the operator and the architect. The operator is someone who is just really reactive. They're trying to control what can't be controlled. They lose themselves in chaos. That's the operator. The architect is different. They zoom out. They thought about a vision. They're building the vision, and they're making trades their future self can really live with. Now, I know it's scary going through a divorce, and I want to give you a map. No one gives you a map. I'm going to give it to you right now. There's a 3-step process. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. So the 3-step process I have for divorce is get clarity, and that's identify your emotion, your vision, and that's where this podcast lives. That's where my book resides. That's what I want you to think about before you even go to your divorce attorney or get going in your divorce, because that's step 2 is get going. That's the legal action. That's your strategy. That's the boundaries that are going to be implemented. And then step 3, the best step, get your life back. Doesn't that sound great? Have that peace and that stability that you're longing for in your life. Now, what's the cost of staying stuck? What's the cost? Now, the longer you wait for clarity, the more expensive it's going to get. Financially, emotionally, time-wise. Divorce can take years. People just don't go build a house without a blueprint. And I don't want to see you spend your kid's college education on your divorce. Don't want you to do that. So here's your power move. Ready? What am I trading that isn't equal? What am I trading that isn't equal? Am I trading peace for control? Am I trading time for conflict? Am I trading truth for approval? I want you to write it down. I want you to do it right now. You're not going to do it later. You're not going to do it later. So do it right now. Just think about that. All right, this isn't a reset. This podcast is not about a reset of your legal case. It's a reset of your thinking. That's where we're starting. Don't worry, this is hard stuff. And you're not broken. You're just in the fog. And I'm going to hold that map to you so you can walk it. We're going to walk it together each week, and you're going to be able to walk it with your divorce attorney and then move on to that better place. Now, you got this. Even if you don't believe it, I believe it for you. I'm Corey Shapiro. Thanks for listening.
This podcast offers general information only. It cannot replace legal advice. If you need tailored advice, contact an attorney licensed to practice in your area.